I think I speak for us all when I say that 2020 was a fucking piss poor year that should never have to happen again, ever. However, other than the global shit show that is COVID, I would be lying if I said that it didn't surprisingly also have its fair share of decent moments. Let me start by talking about the biggest moment of my life from a football fan. Seeing my team Liverpool end their 30-year league title drought run by winning the Premier League, even though we had already wrapped it up by Christmas 2019. It was only made official at the end of the 2019-2020 season. And what a team that was, and what a manager Jurgen Klopp is. After saying in prior years that the next year will be our year, that year was our year, and I couldn't have loved every second any more than I did. With that being said, Among Us also became extremely popular in 2020, and ever since then I've been playing it, which ultimately led me to meet people all around the world via that game that has become a huge part of my life, whether they are still in my life or not. Some of the greatest friends that I've ever had over these past 3 years have come just from playing some online game, and I couldn't be any more grateful. Talking of friends, this specific year was the year that my best friend, no, my brother, brought a demon spawn into this world and made him prove to anyone and everyone that he has the capability of being the best father any little human could ever hope to have. And I know that he can and will do the greatest of all jobs at being a father to his little girl. While on the topic of friends, 2020 was a disaster of a year. Falling in love with the same amazing girl that I've ever had the privilege of getting to know in my lifetime, and unfortunately, again, it was never meant to be. As much as it's a beautiful thing, love, it can also cause problems, and that is exactly what happened and continued to happen for the following couple of years in my case. I hurt my own feelings by allowing them to get deeper for her, and in that I ended up just causing arguments, which ultimately pushed her away. However, 2020 ended with her in my life again. It's no secret that 2020, the beginning of a new decade, will prove to be one of the worst years in recent times for humanity. And it's no secret that 2020 can well and truly go and fuck itself. That's all I'm really going to mention about the pandemic in all of this, because it's not just about me, but the whole world lived through that. However, what I will talk about is one of the greatest moments that happened in terms of my favourite sports team. It has always been a running gag that when it comes to Liverpool and the Premier League, our fan base was always known for saying, next year will be our year. Even when we had a few shocking seasons in a row, it was always the next year it will be ours. The Prem title was always the one that, quote unquote, got away from us. Sure, in my lifetime we had managed to win trophies, and we managed to win the UCL twice, with both times coming after a massive comeback in matches. And while I'm always going to be proud to be a supporter through those times, winning the Premier League was something else. The one thing though that pisses me off is rival fans making claims that we only won because of the pandemic, which was horseshit. We had 82 points before the pandemic caused Prem games to go on a hiatus, whereas Man City, who were in second place at the time, was on 57 points. With 9 games left of the season, we only needed a total of 6 points, 2 wins or 6 draws, to win the illustrious Premier League title. By Christmas of 2019, we had it pretty much won anyway. So yeah, we won it because that season we were fucking dominant, not because of COVID. I remember being in my front room keeping an eye on Chelsea versus Man City match, and when that final whistle blew and Chelsea having won the match, it meant Liverpool were finally champions of England. As a 30 fan, it was the best moment of my life. 30 years worth of waiting, 30 years of next year will be our year, 30 years of heartache, 30 years of incredible teams. It all finally ended. What a fucking team that was. Something I'll never forget. You'll never walk alone. Among Us, a game that became incredibly popular during the countless lockdowns that we, the world, had to endure, and it's one game that I've been constantly playing ever since. Over the past 3 years of playing just some quote-unquote online game, I have had the privilege of meeting some amazing people. I have had the privilege of making some of the greatest friends that I have ever had. So, to me, Among Us is more than just a game. It's a gateway to many good memories. When I say that I spent the better part of the last 3 years playing the game, I ain't kidding. Just on the PC alone, I have played 1,228.8 hours. It'll be more than likely closer to the 1,500 mark, simply because of the first few months I played on mobile, and was on it, I'd say, quite a lot. There is only one other game that even comes close to those numbers when it comes to playtime, and that's Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PS4/PS5. Something close to 1,300 hours in total, I think. So yeah, as you could probably tell, I'm a massive gamer. Being introverted and not leaving the house most of the time will also help with that. 2020, despite being a shitfest of a year, was also the year that Josh became a father for the first ever time. Well, I say first ever time. It's more like the only time, considering that he only has one child. Us AWF boys always spoke about who would be the first to die, the first to move away, the first to become a father, etc. And it just so happened to have been Josh that ticked off the latter. You could tell straight away when someone has a paternal bone in them, and Josh definitely has that. A child's personality is a testament to how they are raised, and Josh's little girl has a cracking personality, and without doubt will grow up to be an amazing strong girl, and into an amazingly strong woman one day. I have no doubt in my mind that it won't turn out any other way, because Josh has proven to be a fantastic father, and I'm 100% certain that will never change. So 2020, even though it was a shit show of a year, definitely provided some awesome memories, and memories that will live on forever, but the negativity for me is far from over, as the following years proves.